Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to a Guides and Rangers craft activity which we are doing as part of our virtual camp, but you are very welcome to do it whenever you like. So we are making, this is an example one, little rainbow rope decorations. You can hang them up, turn them into a necklace, do whatever you like with them. So they're a lot of fun, and the technique is it kind of repeats itself, so hopefully we can all master it. So what will we need? We will need some wire, quite stiff wire, some different colours of wool, so 4 colours I've got there, but if you want to repeat colours, that's fine. You will need some macrame string, however you say it. A Sharpie or a pen that writes on the string or rope. Some fairly strong scissors. A ruler. And for the end, some kind of sewing bits. So all you will really need is some needles, a needle, and then some thread. So, put that down. Let's get started. Also some patience. So, I have already done part of this, but the first thing that you will need to do is you will need to measure out your pieces of rope, and try and do this quite accurately. So, take your ruler. Can't remember if I said you needed a ruler, but you do. So, take your ruler, and then you should have long bits of rope that I've given. And you need to cut them into 4 pieces, and I will tell you the lengths, and they're also going to be in the description, so if you forget them. So you will need 13.5 centimetres, you will need 12.5 centimetres, 12 centimetres and 10.5. So try and cut those as accurately as you can. Pause the video and come back to me with your lovely 4 pieces of string. So hopefully you have got the string now, and what you need to do now with your string on each one is you need to make a little mark 2 centimetres from each end. Okay, so I'm going to do that just with my last one. So best way to do it is line it up against your ruler and then just make little marks 2 centimetres from each end. So let me do mine. Okie dokie, so hopefully you can see just 2 little pen marks there. Okay, so if you do that on all of your pieces of rope, you can pause the video and come back to me with your 2 centimetre dots. Super, so well done on doing your little dots. I've got mine here as well. So now we need to get making the rainbow. So start with your longest piece of string, the 13.5 centimetres. I've actually already done a few of mine, so I'm going to start with some of the shorter ones. So you want to take your longest piece of string and your wire. It's better if you have a really kind of funny, quite wavy bit of wire. Ignore the wavy bit and use the straight bit to start. So you want to go to one end, find one of your little dots, your 2 centimetre dots, and you want to wrap the wire around as close to that dot 3 times. Okay, so the wire's quite stiff, so the way I recommend you do it is by pushing your thumb down onto a bit of the wire against the rope, and then just turning the wire around the rope like I'm doing. Okay, it is quite stiff, so give yourself a little bit of time to do that. Try not to let it go too far away from the dot. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Mine's a little bit far from the dot, but that'll do. That's okay. There we go. Super. So now I've got this little bit of wire sticking up. Not sure if you can see that. Well, I'm a real YouTuber here. And that's quite hard to actually push down against the rope. So I might be able to do it, but if I can't, I can just cut the edge off, that really spiky edge, because otherwise it's going to poke through. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to poke, I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to bring this wire around first. There we go. So let's just be careful there's no one near you, because this is going to fling off. Lovely. Super, super. Okay, so now I've got that wire wrapped around 3 times. Come on, focus. There we go. Wow, YouTubers do it better than I do. Okay, so there it is, wrapped around 3 times. Now you want a length of the wire to run alongside your rope. So take your wire and start bending it so it runs alongside your piece of rope like this. So you can use your thumb, push it against the wire like so. Okay, so I've got wire running along next to my rope. Can you see that? Now I want to cut my wire at the other end where that little 2 centimetre dot is from the other end, which I've lost, and I'm now going to find. There it is. Hello. So you can do that by getting someone else to hold it and you cut it, just mind their fingers. The other way you can do it is I'm just going to press my thumb down over that dot like this, and then I'm going to bend the wire up, and then can you see I've got a little V in the wire so I know where to cut. So I'm going to cut that. You might need some help cutting the wire. Best way to do it is a big pair of scissors, or if you actually have wire cutters, then that's good. And then just clip it. Lovely. So now what am I left with? I've got a piece of rope, wire wrapped around one end, wire. You're gonna get sick of me hearing that, saying that. Wire running alongside the rope to the dot. Perfect, well done. So let's put that down. Now I need my yarn. So I'm gonna choose what colour yarn I want. Maybe you want to think now you're gonna have 4 colours on your rainbow, or you can repeat if you want. So the longest one is going to be the outside of the rainbow, so have a think about what colours you want to use. So I'm going to use pink for this one. So don't cut a length of the yarn off. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Kind of keep it on the ball. And you're going to look where your wire is wrapped around, and then you are going to tie your wool on just a little bit past where the wire is, kind of towards the end. Okay, so do a double knot there. One. Don't worry if you don't tie it in the right place first time, you can then just move it up and down as you like. And 2. Okay, nice and tight. You can do 3 if you want. Don't worry about the little flappy bit, we'll sort that out later. And now what you're going to do is just wrap your wool around all the way along your rope, making sure that you cover the wire as well. So especially at this bit where there's that big roll of wire, then you might need to wrap around quite a few times. So do it nice and tight. If you notice any bits that you've missed, that's okay. Just wrap back up in the other direction, make sure you've covered it. So nice and tight. Let's go all the way along, cover all the wire. So I'm nearly at the end, nearly lost my wool there. So when you are close to the end. Just make sure it's super tight. Hello, just nearly knocked a plant off the table. And you want to wrap all the way over your wire. So I've just got a tiny bit of the wire left there, can you see? So I'm going to wrap all the way over the wire and over the pen dot as well. So let's go over that bit. It gets a bit trickier when it's right at the end, but that's okay. So let's get that last bit of wire covered, and my little pen dot as well. So let's get that covered, super. You can also do it like this, but I don't find it as accurate if you hold the wire and wrap around. Super, super. Oh, I've got a little bit of wire just poking out there. Let's cover that. So yeah, take a little look along your rope. Is there any bits you feel like you want to cover back up again? And go back and do that. So now we're at the end and we need to tie it off. So cut yourself a long length like this. So cut your wool off, I'd say about here. So obviously keep it attached. There we go. So I've got my rope, wool wrapped around, and then this length left here. So what you're going to do is put your thumb on the end of the wool wrapped around just to keep it nice and tight, and then loop your wool around like this, one little loop, and then, oh, mine's just come undone, so let's loop it around. That's probably a bit too loose, and then just tie it through. So just tying a little knot there. Okay, so tie that knot nice and tight, and let's do the same thing again. So a little loop around your rope like that, and then pull the wool through. Super, super. And make sure it's right against all the wool that you wrapped around, and then I'm going to do it a third time just to be sure. Okay, so let's push it right to the edge. Okay, that is absolutely super. So there's that. You might think that looks a bit random, but it's all going to come together very soon. So I'm just going to cut this very long bit off. Doesn't matter if you got these flappy bits because we're going to sort them out later. Okay, super. So once you have done one of your little rope sticks, that's what I'm going to call them, then you need to do the same thing on all 4 of them. Okay, so you can go back and rewatch the instructions. So at the 2 centimetre line, wrap the wire around, run it along your bit of rope, and then you need to tie the wool around, wrap that around and tie it off the other end. So come back to me once you have got 4 of your little rope sticks. So I have got all 4 of mine. So most of them got little dangly bits coming down from them. So we're going to tidy them up, sort out the edges, and then make the actual rainbow shape. Okay, so the first thing that's quite nice to do is if you want to fray the edges, because it looks quite nice together, you can see in the example. So the way you can do that is by just taking a needle, or you can use the end of a paper clip or anything like that, and then just take the needle and kind of, it's almost like brushing the rope out, giving it a little brush. Let me show you on one that I haven't done so much yet, so it's easier to see. There we go. So you can see this rope's quite tight, so just take the needle and kind of pick the rope apart up to where the wool is. It works quite quickly actually. There we go. Perfect. And just turn it around. Same on the other side. Give the rope a little hairbrush. Super. Let's do it all the way along there. Whoop. Okay, great. So that's all nice and frayed. That's frayed. Okay, I'm just going to do the same on all the others. Okay, super. And now just trim off the bits of wool, the bits that are too long. Take care not to cut the whole knot off. So just tidy up the bits that you want. Great, so we are nearly there. So you should have your 4 little rope sticks. Have them just in the right order. So you want the longest one at the top and the shortest on the bottom. Just make sure you're happy with the look of them. Any bits that you want to kind of go over, any of the wool you want to go over, now's the time to do it. And do your little fraying and cut off your extra bits. Like I can see I've missed one little extra bit here. Let's just cut that off. Goodbye. So now you need to bend them into shape. So I would start with the top one. And this is what the wire was for, all that fuss with the wire. So just start with the top, bend it into the little rainbow shape that you want. Same with the next one. And they should fit quite nicely into each other. So let's go. Make sure you've got them in the right order, otherwise the kind of stacking won't work so well. So so I'm just bending mine. I'm going to have to pick them up to show you. It's not as easy to show you them up like this, but hopefully you can see. So I'm just bending mine so they stack on top of each other, and spend a little bit of time doing that. And now, as you can see, we want to join them together. So the way that we are going to do that is with your needle and thread. Then you are just going to sew up the back. So you just need to go through each of your little rope sticks with a couple of stitches. Is there a picture on here that kind of shows you a bit better? Let's see. Picture isn't fantastic, but let's see, because it'll be hard for me to show you. So yeah, you just need to kind of go through the rope and do it at a few different places. So for example, oh, mine is staying together. So I'm going to sew, start at the white one, through the pink one, up the blue one, purple, and then a few different stitches just along like that. And then it will stay together. And then you can find different ways to hang it up. So you could loop it onto a piece of string, or you could also use some of your excess wire to make a loop and then thread it onto a necklace or anything like that. Well done, everybody. I'm going to put a picture of my finished one up and show you Amy's one as well. I hope you enjoyed that and can't wait to see all of yours done. Show me what colours you used or where you put them. And well done. This is quite a tricky craft, but I'm sure you all did fantastic. See you very soon. Bye.